Honourable guests, ladies and gentlemen, my warm greetings from Brussels to Nicosia. Unfortunately, my agenda did not allow me to join you in person at today's event. Still, I want to inform you personally on the investment plan for Europe and the opportunities I see for Cyprus in that context. As you know, the investment plan for Europe is a key initiative of the Commission to overcome the problems of the crisis. It is designed to boost investments that create jobs in strategic sectors of our economies. It also seeks to improve competitiveness and growth prospects throughout targeted actions in member states and at EU level. More than 2 years have passed since the plan was launched, and we already see the first good results. The European Fund for Strategic Investments, the plan's financing part, has already mobilized over 250 billion euros of additional investments. This is almost 80% of the expected result of 315 billion euros over 3 years. The scheme has been extended until the end of 2020. The target for investments has been raised. We are now aiming at least half a trillion of investments by 2020, and we are maximizing the contribution from the private sector. Therefore, in addition to funding, support and visibility, a 360-degree technical assistance service, the European Investment Advisory Hub is offered. Furthermore, projects can be advertised on a highly visible internet portal, the European Investment Project Portal, to reach investors in the whole world. To complement this, we are in parallel working to deepen the single market and improve the investment climate. This can be achieved by breaking down regulatory and administrative hurdles. We propose a number of concrete initiatives to this end. Member states also have their role to play in putting in place the necessary reforms. Let me focus on Cyprus now. Cyprus was one of the countries hit the hardest by the crisis. After 3 years of remarkable reform efforts, the economy of Cyprus is recovering. I remember that more than a year back, when I had the pleasure to address a similar event in Limassol, the growth expectations for 2017 was 2.5%. Today, this expectation has been revised by a percentage point upwards. These are excellent news. I would like to commend the Cypriot authorities for working to improve the country's conditions to enable sustainable growth. I am very glad to see that the first infrastructure projects under the European Fund for Strategic Investments was approved just some days ago. The project by the Cyprus Organization for Storage and Managing of Oil Stocks will allow improved access and control over the country's emergency reserve stocks. It will reduce the risks to the economy of temporary disruptions to oil supplies. Also last December, we approved an initiative to support lending to small and medium-sized enterprises in Cyprus. These are very good results, but more needs to and can be done. Cyprus is still the second last EU country benefiting from the European Fund for Strategic Investments as percentage of its gross domestic product. There is therefore room for further exploiting its benefits. One way is to explore a combination of EFSI and European structural funds. We are currently looking at how the results for combining these two funds can be further simplified. We have to seize the positive momentum of growth and go further. Many sectors relevant for Cyprus can benefit from the European Fund for Strategic Investments: tourism, energy efficiency, renewable energy, as well as research, development and innovation. I invite you to come up with good projects and present them to the European Investment Bank. We put in place all the necessary support structures for this. If you need technical help to set up your project, you can contact the European Investment Advisory Hub. Smaller projects can be bundled into investment platforms to reduce information costs and maximize private sector contribution. For mature projects, you can get in touch directly with the European Investment Bank. In addition, project promoters can advertise their projects to European Investment Project Portal and make them visible worldwide. The threshold for projects has been reduced to 1 million euros. To seize these opportunities, removing remaining impediments to investment is essential. The action plan for growth should be further implemented to improve the business environment and reduce the administrative burden for companies. Measures to modernize the justice system should be taken. These reforms are crucial to ensure sustainable uptake of investment in Cyprus. Thanks to the investment plan for Europe and the continued reforms, I am convinced that the recovery in Cyprus will be long-lasting. The Commission and the European Investment Bank are Cyprus partners in this endeavour. We stand ready to provide any help and support needed. I hope that this event will provide you with the information needed to take advantage of the widespread EU funding opportunities. I will be interested in hearing about your discussions and am looking forward to the good results that the investment plan will yield in your country.